In this video I'm going to show you how to make a tubular cast on, both for 1x1 ribbing like this and for 2x2 ribbing like in here. It is an adaptation of the long tail tubular cast on for loom knitting, especially for Kiss looms. Long tail tubular cast on was created by the Scottish designer Isolde Teague. This method is non-loopy, creates a beautiful and stretchy cast on. We're going to focus on this orange yarn in here. The purl stitches come from the tail, and the knit stitches, those ones, come from the ball. Here's the ball, here's the tail. You're going to put the ball as if you're going to do a U-wrap. Bring the tail with the tail to this side. Okay. So we are going to leave the tail in here. Grab the yarn from the ball. Go over. You're gonna have a U-wrap in here. And you just U-wrap the next back. Now for the next one, you're going to grab both. Remember, the first one is going to be a knit stitch, this one is going to be a purl stitch. So we're going to grab both, bring the ball of yarn behind the tail and the tail over, right? Now we're bringing the tail in here and the ball too, both of them. We are going to bring, here's the ball, right? We're bringing the ball in here and we get our tail and we just place it over the ball, the yarn of the ball. So here's our next stitch. Now before we bring this one to here, we are going to get this, which is the tail. We're going to pass under the yarn of the ball. Sorry. Under like that. And now this is the tail and we're bringing it over and U-wrapping. And try to keep it tight, very tight, so that you won't have a loopy edge at the end. Now we bring the tail under again, twisting it. We bring it to this side with the ball too. We U-wrap with the ball. We take the tail over the ball, and that's all the steps we are going to make. I'm just repeating it over and over so you can see better. Twist, bringing the tail under the ball, U-wrap with the tail, and that's our purl stitch. Again, bring the tail under the ball, This is our tail again. Bring it to the front of the loom. Bring the ball of yarn, the yarn of the ball, the working yarn, you're wrapping. Bring the yarn of the tail over to make a knit stitch. Again, tail below the ball. Right. You wrap with the tail. Take the tail under the yarn from the ball. Bring it here. You wrap if you prefer and knit it off. It could be done, but it's not necessary really. You wrap with yarn of the ball and bring the tail over. Again, in a counterclockwise manner, twist the tail and the ball. Bring the tail and you wrap with the tail. Twist again. The tail, this one is the ball, this one is the tail under. Bring the tail to the front of the loom. Bring the ball of yarn, you wrapping, and just take your tail and bring it to the other side. And here you could just leave the yarn there. So now for the setup. So now I'm just working with the yarn from the ball. We can even take our tail and put it in here so that it won't escape. So we are going to begin the first setup row, knitting the knits and passing the yarn under the purl stitches. So I'm going to do the first so that you can see. I'm knitting the first one, and now I'm just going to pull my tail so that it will get a little bit tighter. Now I don't need to worry with this anymore. And now I'm going to bring the yarn to the front of the loom. I'm taking the purl, bringing the yarn under it and placing the purl back on the peg. Now I'm going to knit the next one as usual. Take the yarn, lift the purl, bringing the yarn behind it, and see that I'm placing the yarn behind the stitch and behind the pins. I'm not catching the pins here. So same for everything. Never get the pins. Knit the next one. Yarn in front of the loom. Take the purl, place the yarn under it, place it back, knit the next one. Take the purl. Oops. Here's where you might want to have the slip knot, but You can have no slip knot, it will work. It's just my second time doing this, so I'm just going to put it back in here. But you can have a slip knot and you won't have this kind of problem. But anyway, okay. I'm going to try to keep it in there. I'm just taking this one and bringing this one under it. Just remember that the beginning is going to be harder to make, so that's it, and I'm going to knit. Great. Now for the second setup row, what we're going to do is the exact opposite. We now are going to skip the knit stitches and purl the purls, but this time we are going to let the yarn in front of the knits and not under. So this first one is a knit, so I'm going to skip that. Bring the yarn here to purl. It's going to purl. Place it back. Okay. Now I'm going to skip the next one with the yarn in front, so I just really skip. Now I'm going to purl the next one and try to pull those stitches so that you won't leave too much to have to tighten up later. Now we skip this one, right? Just keep the pegs. I need the next one. Purl the next one. Place it back on the pin, on the peg. Skipping the next one. Purling the purl. See that I just pulled here. I don't want to pull here, I want to pull there. So that's it. Can just do what I did now. I just grab the tail and pull it. And that's what I'm going to do now. And just pulling it. And you could just pull every stitch now if you want. You can just take them and pull. You see I'm pulling just one side. I could pull the other side. It would actually be better, I think. I'm pulling this side, pull one side of the loop, the other side of the loop, and that's it. That's tightened up. For making one by one, you just knit and purl as the stitches present. No other rows are necessary. You will do, if you want 2x2 ribbing, you would just, here I have a knit in the first one, so I'm going to knit this one. Now here I have a purl, so I need to rearrange that. I'm going to take the purl off the loom, take the knit and bring to this peg. I'm taking the purl back I'm putting it here. So I rearranged it so that I can knit the next one. I have 2 pearls in here, and then I can purl the next one. And the next one too. Now the next one is a knit. I'm just going to knit it. And here I have a purl again, so I would just take it off the loom, off the peg, take the knit and bring it to the empty peg. I just change it, and I'm bringing, oops, the loop. My yarn split it here, but that's okay. I brought the knit here, so I'm just going to knit the next one, and now I have 2 pearls in here again. And you would just do this for the rest of the space you want 2x2 ribbing. Great, so I just took it out of my loom, and as you can see, here is the 2x2, here's 1x1, and it is a little bit stretchy from the loom yet, but once you wash it, it will look nice and clean.